Assalamu alaikum ji. I'm Muhammad Asad Khan and I'm giving session on pros and cons of static versus dynamic cell. This session would be my eighth session and I'm using my previous data, the data of session 7 for this session. Uh, Suppose that the for the calendar year 2024, because I am starting from January, that's why I'm saying calendar year, that for the calendar year 2025, for the next calendar year, I want to make a budget for the utility bills. So, keeping in view the factor of inflation in mind, I suppose that there would be 10% inflation for the next year. So, what I need to do, I need to write 10% in the cell and copy this 10% in four columns, because here I have four columns: one, two, three, four: electricity bill, gas bill, water bill, and telephone bill. And then I will copy the A column into J column and change the year to 2025. And then I will copy the header and paste it here. What can I do? I can change the color of header from blue to, say, gold, to make a distinction between year 2024 and 2025. Now in cell K2, I will press is equal to insert the formula and then multiply B2, the principal amount, with the F2, the 10% inflation I supposed, and press enter. So this is, and press enter. So this is the 10% increment, and I will change it into a number. I have decreased the decimal places to 0. So now I need to include the principal amount into this 10%. I will again add back this B2 into K2. So this is the 10% increase, 220,000. So I will copy it into other cells. And now I will bold this the last total. So this is the 10% increment. And this is basically multiplying the dynamic cell with the principal cells. But supposedly the you want to need it at 20%. You want to change the inflation factor to 20%. So what you need to do is you need to write 20% here at F2 cell. See, it has changed. The K2 cell has changed to 240, and you need to copy this 20% into other cells. So all have changed, but this is a bit laborious, lengthy task, and also you need to hide these columns from F to I to give it a neat look. So you need to do two or three or four operations. You need to hide it, you need to unhide it to change the values. So to make it less laborious, less cumbersome, you can basically multiply these cells B2 with a static cell. And from there you can change the values to 20% to 40 to 30 to 60% to 90%. So what I will do is I will write 20, 10% here, okay, and I will, by pressing Control 1, I will align it horizontally center and vertically center. Okay, and I will also change the background color to something else, like say orange, and change the font color to white. Okay, and now I will change it like is equal to the principal amount and multiply with Shift 8 I have pressed for the asterisk and multiply with this for one cell. But what I will do is I will basically introduce a dollar sign here. With dollar sign, introducing dollar sign with O column, that means I have static the O column here. And I also need to static the row. So I will all again place a dollar sign with 1. So with this move, basically, I have made static this cell, both column wise and row wise. If I copy it to other cell, it will remain unchanged. Okay. And I will again add the principal value here. So it means the B2 with the movement with by copying the cell into other cells, by copying this formula into other cells, B2 and B2 here, it will change. But this especially $O and $1, it will remain the same. See, let's see, make it bold. So the with 10% increment, the January bill, electricity bill, which in 2024 was 200,000, now it has changed to 220,000. And see, if I change 20%, 10% to 20% here, say you want to calculate it on 20% inflation, write 20% here, it has changed to 2 lakh to 240,000, and the total amount has changed to 1.704 million for electricity bill. And if you want to change it to 30%, change it to 30%, 30%. See, 90%, even 100%. See, so this I want to basically tell you in today's session that it's more appropriate for accountants, for students who are working on Excel, to use the static cells, uh, to multiply the values with static cells, and you can also hide it. And if you don't want to hide it, then if someone else who comes and who basically you can basically write inflation factor with this cell, inflation factor, so that if and you can basically change it, you can basically make a bold border around it, so somebody new can easily identify it, that this is the factor with which you are basically multiplying these cells. So if you like this video, if you like this video, if you find it valuable, then kindly like it, and subscribe my channel and share this information with your colleagues. Thank you very much.